だからはいはいはい幸せがきっとはいはいはい歌い出す輝いてるこの季節に胸が踊るの
Hello, I'm Thunderflare Brony Analysis Extraordinaire, and one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel was because I wanted to cover comics in detail, because nobody else seemed to be doing it, and as a comic book fan I was kind of offended by that. But what happens a week before I put up my channel? Digibron does a video on it. Thanks a lot, Digi. Now I don't get to feel special. How would I feel special? Well, I still have some new things to bring to the table. 3 things specifically come to mind. First, and most importantly, is the fact that my paintings are quite different from Digi's. Second is the fact that I intend to cover each arc in the comics, covering 1 arc a month. Last but not least is the fact that I am going to try to keep this spoiler-free. So, let's get right to it. Since this comic book arc is a sequel to the episode of Canterlot Wedding, I will summarize that episode for the sake of anyone who happens not to know about it. So Twilight and her friends are asked to help plan the wedding of Twilight's brother and Captain of the Royal Guard, Shining Armor, and his bride-to-be, Princess Miyamori Cadenza, or Princess Cadence for short. During the wedding planning, Twilight found that Cadence wasn't acting as compassionate and nice as she remembered her to be. So she decided to confront Cadence on this matter in the most embarrassing way she could imagine.
I'm not gonna stand next to her, and neither should you. You have to listen to me. She's evil. She's been horrible to my friends. She's obviously done something to her bridesmaids. And if that wasn't enough, I saw her put a spell on my brother that made his eyes go all...
Her brother takes it about how you would expect someone to take that news.
Since I started having to perform my protection spell, I've been getting terrible migraines. She's been using her magic to heal me. And she decided to replace her bridesmaids because she found out the only reason they wanted to be in the wedding was so they could meet Canterlot royalty. And if she hasn't been on her best behavior with your friends, it's because with me being so busy, she's had to make all
I don't think I like where this is going.
that our big day be perfect. Something that obviously wasn't important to you.
Yeah, that went to deep, dark places. And in case you're not traumatized enough, Celestia has this to say.
You have a lot to think about.
Well, that's that. Twilight reconciles with Princess Cadence, but it turns out she really was evil. Actually, she was an evil imposter, the Queen of the Changelings, Crysalis. Her plan is to sap Captain Shining Armor of his strength so that he won't be able to cast his protection spells, and her army can properly invade Canterlot. Not a bad plan when you think about it. But Twilight exposes Queen Crysalis by finding the real Princess Cadence and forcing her to reveal who she is.
You won't. You may have made it impossible for Shining Armor to perform his spell, but now that you have so foolishly revealed your true self, I can protect my subjects from you!
That's right, Celestia. Show her who's boss!
Well, we're boned.
Well, they can still use the elements of harmony.
Right. Army.
Well, that plan didn't work out too well. But Princess Cadence manages to break the spell holding shining armor, and they combine their magic to send the changelings flying like Team Rocket. They have the real wedding, and everyone dances. The end. Oh, that's right. I have a comic book review to do. Okay. All right. Put this. The comic begins with the Cutie Mark Crusaders, that is, Applejack's little sister, Apple Bloom, Rarity's little sister, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo, who isn't cool enough to be related to a main character. Anyway, they're in the forest looking after animals that don't actually live in the forest. The animals suddenly start have glowing green eyes and attack the fillies. Wait, what? I mean, I know the entire plot of this arc, and even I don't know why that happens. Is it to establish that they get filly napped? Because the next scene does just that. These 2 pages are completely pointless. In the next few pages, the main characters notice that the citizens of Ponyville are acting quite strangely, not going into work or opening their shops, and not hanging out with those they would normally hang out with. Twilight Sparkle realizes that this means the changelings are back. And yes, they justify this exposition dump to 6 characters that were obviously there. Apparently, Rainbow Dash got crunked at the wedding reception and totally blacked out. Wow. Just wow. So they write a letter to Celestia. Whoa, Spike. Looks like you need to lay off the ice cream. Anyway, Celestia is unable to help them because he's too busy fighting a giant mutant Cockrus horde. So it seems the main 6 are on their own. But it's okay because the changelings have decided to hold up in the most conspicuous building in town. You know, for a species that specializes in being covert, they aren't very covert. Once they enter the town hall, the changelings use the ancient changeling tactic of turning into exactly the person that they are fighting. I understand why they did it last time. The main 6 were relatively unknown to them at that point, and it was the easiest way to confuse them. But surely this team has had time to study the main 6. Why don't they pull an Envy and turn to some pony they wouldn't be willing to hurt? Even with the poor tactics, the changelings still have them outnumbered. So Pinkie Pie thins out the ranks by filling her party cannon with bubblegum cake frosting. What, you're gonna question that? It's a pink talking magical horsey. The idiotic changelings are foiled, but all is not well, for the CMC are not accounted for. Not that they have to worry about them much longer, because Spike spits out Pinkie Pie's Orb of Destiny? Actually, it turns out to be a two-way communication device.
A Palantir is a dangerous tool, Saruman. Why? Why should we fear to use it? They are not all accounted for, the lost seeing stones. We do not know who else may be watching.
Anyway, she has the CMC and gives the main 6 3 days to come and retrieve them. Otherwise, something vaguely evil will happen to them. According to Twilight, this is when the Secretariat comet passes through Horsehead Nebula and amplifies all magic on the planet. Yeah, that would be bad. This is also why Princess Celestia is busy fighting a giant mutant Cockrus horde! But what choice do they have? They tell Spike to stay behind so he won't get his cooties all over the mission, and they go to stop the Queen. Well, I think I can end it there. Going any further would delve into spoiler territory after all. This arc has a very solid plot. I get the feeling after Queen Crysalis was defeated the last time, she took a look at the evil overlord list and checked a few things off. Like, don't let the prisoners roam free. Keep in mind all threats, no matter how small. And don't monologue. Okay, she doesn't really learn that, but baby steps, people. The artwork is, well, fine most of the time. When Andy Price has a chance to draw original creatures, he does pretty well, but he has no experience in drawing these ponies. Considering he's a full-grown man, I am totally not surprised at that. But it is a strike against the comic because some of those pictures look ugh, ew, kill it with fire! But allow me to warn you of what is absolutely the worst part of the comic. Humor. Some of the jokes do work and are pretty funny, but quite a few of them are just annoying. There are some really bad puns in this. Qualifications? Really? You really thought that would get a laugh out of us? Another example of a joke that just doesn't work is one where they, let's say, try to build on a running joke that goes like this.
Ugh, that pony is stubborn as a mule. No offense.
None taken.
However, when they do it in this comic, for some reason the mule is offended. Kitty Cook even put in a mysterious green horse that leans in as if to say, haha, look how clever we are. No, mysterious green horse, that was not clever, nor was it funny. Well, if you can look past that poor humor, or if you're a big fan of the show, then I can recommend this comic for you. If you're just someone who's curious to see what the big deal is, don't expect this to make anything too clear. There are better options for you, like the next arc in the comics. But I'll be covering that next month. So be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. See you next time.
Ah, how did she know that bubblegum was our one weakness?